Hello, and welcome to Pour It For on this very rainy Tuesday. Yes, we know this is not our normal Monday, but here we are. I was not here yesterday, and so you get to enjoy us on a Tuesday. I'm going to flip this around, and there's no Keith. Oh no. But it looks like there's stuff set up here. Guys, bear with me.
I'm all thrown off. It's a Tuesday.
We don't
I can't keep track of all this. This is too much.
Oh my god, okay.
Are we mic'd in?
Sorry.
Yay!
Yay!
Hi, everybody.
We're now framed and mic'd.
Oh, wonderful. So, last week, we talked about vodka. This is one of the most favorite spirits that you see in the U.S. because you can make so many cocktails with it. And it's because it basically makes anything boozy. Be perfectly honest.
We love that.
Well, and it can be fun. Like, it does change things. I was actually trying to find the answers to this, and then I got distracted. No big surprise there. But like cranberry juice. I'll never drink cranberry juice by itself, really.
I don't think I do either.
But there's something about that vodka that cuts that bitterness and makes it so much more pleasant. By the way, that's called a Cape Cod, what was its original name? Red Devil. And it was actually invented by Ocean Spray in 1945. I went down a bunch of weird... So, no one was drinking cranberry juice without the vodka. So they said, what this needs is antioxidants and booze. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to make 3 cocktails through time and in the same glass. Because I thought that would be fun. I know.
Wow, vodka's versatile.
Wow, vodka and you. All right, so normally I would take and I would ice down my martini glass. Right? Except the only problem is I'm going to be using the same martini glass for a bunch of stuff. So I just wanted to mention I'm going to do things different than I normally would. So, it's going in the shaker. You'll get the idea as I go along. The first thing I want to go ahead and make is going to be a vodka gimlet. So gimlets are pretty...
I'm a big fan of the gin gimlet.
They're great, and
It's
they're
one
a
of my favorite
super
drinks.
classic recipe. Now they kind of have their foundation. By the way, this is a 1.5 and a 3/4 on the other side. So I'm doing 2 ounces. Because it's on... Because we read it. So, what I'm doing is 2 ounces vodka, and I'm going to do 1 ounce lime. And not good lime, because I thought we had some, and we didn't. So we're going to work with roses.
It's lime cordial, which is different than lime juice, right?
So this is going to be a little sweeter, and some people like that. But I'm going to take 2 ounces vodka, and 1 ounce of our lime juice.
So this lime juice here that he has is more, shall we say, a simple syrup that's a lime.
Simple syrup and, right? So give it a wet shake.
More tart, you can use fresh squeezed. We fresh squeezed it from a syrup bottle.
We fresh squeezed that in.
Guys, it's Tuesday. We don't know what's happening.
Yeah. All right. So super lazy, super lame. Gimlet.
So right there, Keith just made a vodka gimlet, which, was just
vodka and lime juice.
And lime.
And there's nothing really there to argue about it, but we can do better. So, there is a classic-ish cocktail that some people say gets its name from naval bases post-World War II, when naval vets met French during the Allied Wars and discovered orange liqueur. So we're going to take our gimlet, we're putting it right back in again.
So there are thousands of orange liqueurs. I know in our original COVID days, we showed you at least 20.
Oh, that's right. I forgot we did that as a
Different.
whole episode.
For some reason, we just all brought in our orange liquors.
And I like drink them together.
I will say Contro is probably...
I'm a pretty big fan of
I am
Control.
too. It's a nice right in the middle, right? Mm-hmm. So you get into some of them, like Campari, which are way more bitter.
Well, and
you
yeah.
get into Aperol, which are way sweeter.
And both those are herbed as well.
Yes.
Like, whereas Curacao is based on a certain type of orange, but it's going to be orangey. Blue Curacao is kind of like that, but blue, but orangey.
A lot of, I mean, triple sec is the one that I think the world defaults to.
It's the one that's the most common out there, right?
But I will say Contro is probably my go-to as well.
Now,
right, so we added the orange liqueur.
We added 1 ounce of orange liqueur, and what we just created next is a kamikaze.
What?
So
that's a big kamikaze.
Look, it's building up to something, all right? This one means business.
Most of us know the kamikaze
as shots, exactly.
But you can make a martini. Why not?
You really can. Still not quite the point to try it yet.
Try it right then. What does that taste like?
All right, am I trying it? Okay, cool.
Right, we know what a gimlet tastes like, right? It's very citric. What is our martini kamikaze?
I mean, that does taste like a full martini of kamikaze.
Amazing. Sugar the ribbon be done.
And call it a day. But, no, as I researched it, it was developed in the 70s. Like, the whole disco scene seems to be when the kamikaze came out.
Oh, so the whole,
naval
crap.
Bullshit. All bullshit.
Marketing.
I know, because the more I sat thinking about it, I'm like, what bases had Contro and triple sec on them for these guys?
I don't think I have had a kamikaze.
I haven't had one that doesn't come in a test tube in a long time.
In 15 years.
And honestly, I've seen them done a lot where people use blue curacao just because it's fun to make them blue.
That tastes like choices I made once.
This tastes like mistakes. Now, tasty mistakes, but mistakes.
Yeah.
But we're not done yet.
What? We're going to make 3 drinks by just adding another ingredient.
And you just learned the great secret to bartending. So, this last one is going to be cranberry juice. And I am going to add 1 ounce cranberry juice to our 2 ounces vodka, 1 ounce Contro, and 1 ounce lime.
Sorry, we got real meaty on our tripod.
Now, I'm going to actually take the time to fancy it up a bit. Not as fancy as I should. I should have gotten garnish, but I think you guys will forgive me. Maybe.
On a rainy Tuesday?
On a rainy Tuesday. Rainy Tuesday. So this is the cocktail that had a huge spike in popularity in the 90s. And actually, I saw some interesting things that was saying it's the reason that we have cocktail menus today.
It is, actually.
Where beforehand, a lot of times, places would you'd make your old standards. You go in, order an old-fashioned, your bartender knows how to make an old-fashioned, whiskey sour, da-da-da. But this started leading to bars wanting to offer an actual cocktail menu that you could get. And this nice little blushed drink is the Cosmopolitan.
Also known to the Sex and the City fans as the Cosmo.
As the Cosmo. But yes, you've just learned a deep and tawdry secret of bartending, which is take a cocktail, add a thing, and you've made a new drink. I actually, with only the ingredient of orange juice, was going to add 3 more cocktails to this day's list.
What were they?
I was going to go through a Cape Cod,
yeah,
so you could learn proper cranberry. Then we were going to go to the Madras, which is
that's a great drink.
Cape Cod with orange juice.
I like orange.
And then we were going to get rid of the cranberry entirely and go right to a screwdriver.
Which is just vodka and orange juice.
Anytime I have a cold, I just start drinking screwdrivers.
You know what? I hated on the Cosmo for a really long time. It's a nice drink.
So that's the problem. So there was a lot of great articles I was reading that talked about the birth, death, and
hopefully rebirth of the Cosmo.
Of the Cosmo. As it kind of got abused and beat up. And honestly, it is. It's the signifying of...
It's a nice drink.
But what it did, and they talk about, is the freak martini days, as I saw it referred to, is martini was a cocktail, still is a
in
cocktail.
My world.
But it's also a style
Yes.
of cocktail now. You've
There's
left...
a bunch of drinks underneath its umbrella.
Exactly. And it means that shaken, it means that high alcohol, very potent.
Yeah.
You know, and I used to have mixed feelings about it and want to be curious and all this, but honestly, I love the rando martinis because it's introducing people to spirits they normally wouldn't have actually interacted with in a way that they're like, oh, I'll give this a try and I'll give this a try.
I'm not a big vodka drinker in general. Mm-hmm. It's never my go-to, but every now and then, in like something like this, even a kamikaze, even though I had not had one in 20 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The reason I don't drink a lot of vodka is because vodka highlights the spirit or the mixer.
Yeah.
And I'm somebody who likes it the other way, but occasionally you'll get it where, again, it blends with Contro. It cuts through the cranberry just a little bit, but it'll every now and then do something where I'm like, this does only work with vodka.
And I think, though, a lot of that comes from that mindset that a lot of these cocktails were built around, right? Mm-hmm. That this vodka's bad. And we'll be covering more with, like, gin, where the point of the mixer was the alcohol was bad.
Right.
But, we are coming into a new age where you can go, oh, what if both were good?
Right.
What if you had a good vodka and you had quality mixers and ingredients and you could actually just make a decent drink? You're not trying to tie one on in a 20 speakeasy with, like, hooch. You can actually make a quality vodka.
And a drink like this reminds me that, gin and Contro, not that they don't go together, but that is a very different taste.
It's a very different drink.
Than these two. And it sits in the vermouth world for me, right? Every now and then you get one where you're like, it only works with that.
I think the thing I'm learning, and maybe it's helping with this, but just overall, vodka's in the finish. And it's one of those things, you don't know how good a vodka it is until you don't notice it at all.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, wow, that's just nice, clean, bright. There's nothing.
Also, if you're asking comments, no one's on the camera.
No one's paying any attention at all. We are literally, now you're just watching us
keep
drink.
the comments coming, but I'm not looking at them because I'm over here drinking the Cosmo.
Because it is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But again, on that, that's why vodka is like beloved, and they kept trying to come up with flavored vodkas to help move it or assist people, but
that's what the cocktail's for.
The cocktail is for using a good vodka, and those I can't 100% get behind. I can get behind the fun ideas behind some of them, but honestly, that's what the cocktail's for. That's what the mixing the drink is for.
And again, what we used to make 3 different cocktails was simply a vodka, a lime juice. In this case, it was a sweetened lime juice, fresh from concentrate. An orange liqueur. Again, our favorite go-to is Contro. It is on the premium end, but it's worth it.
It's for how much you're going to go through making.
I bought this
drinks.
like 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's worth having a nice one, and then cranberry juice.
And we made 3 different drinks. I'm going to go behind the camera now.
Well, and one to stress too. This sounds weird, but the mixers, when it comes to cranberry juice for cocktails, don't get cranberry juice. Don't get like the fruit mixes or all that. You actually want the bitterness of like real cranberry because it's what's cutting any of the other sweet ingredients that go into it.
Now I have done one with palm, right? Pomegranate.
Pomegranate works similar.
I've done a Cosmo with the palm juice, not the blend, but the pomegranate, which, pomegranate also is a little bit more of that tart. Mm-hmm. You do this with blueberry. That's a very different drink.
Very different drink. Mm-hmm. But that's the case of a Cape Cod is not a screwdriver. You change up that juice, you got a very different drink. And that's the nature of the vodka. They're going to interact with them completely differently.
Nice. Well, guys, that's what we got today. I actually will come over here for a minute. I'm going to take one more sip of this Cosmo. So next week, I'll be honest, it's a maybe. I'm also out of town. Mm-hmm. I got a fun trip with some college buddies. I'm out of town. You may get one from the road. You may not get one at all. We don't know. It's kind of a toss-up, but normally every Monday we got a big May planned.
There's a lot going on this May.
Shall I say action-packed?
But there's very good odds of you guys seeing me out and about because I am running all over the place this May.
But we will be back on our regular scheduled Mondays through May. with some fun stuff. We're going to go over other base spirits, gin. Again, I'll get all 3 of these cocktails posted here tomorrow? Question mark?
All 3 of these cocktails are going to get posted.
To you, one day. It'll be great.
To our dear viewers.
To our dear viewers. That's all we got today. Thank you for joining us a day late. We are very excited to bring this program back. I know it's kind of dumb, but we love it. It's really fun.
It makes us happy.
Yeah.
And, maybe something a little bright on a rainy Tuesday can go a long way.
It can. And if you guys, again, if there's a topic you want to cover, if there's drinks or history or, I don't know, just whatever you want to know about, send us a message.
I dig into some weird rabbit holes, so send me a drink like, why is this drink this way?
Yeah, and we may find out. We may also lie to you, and what does it matter?
But we're going to teach you how to make a really good version of that drink in the process.
Awesome. All right, Keith, sign us off. I'll go behind the camera again.
All right. Well, guys, as always, even on a rainy day, keep your spirits up. And thanks for tuning in.